So, one question that a lot of people have been wondering about and asking, even those that are working on the Sonic sequel, the Sonic movie sequel, Sonic 2, the one question I'm sure they've been asking themselves and asking around about when it comes to mind or when it's brought up, along with those, like I said, that are part of the fan base and those that talk about movies and video games is why? Why do fans want Sally Acorn in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, or at least in the mid to post-credit scenes of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie sequel? And I think the reason being is real simple. You see, even before even before the movie came out, it was being rumored and talked about that we were going to get a second movie, following it. Despite the box office that it would bring in, we would potentially, if not all but confirmed, going to get a sequel. And a lot of us pretty much knew that, okay, we're going to get a sequel, we're probably going to get Tails in there. And lo and behold, the mid or post-credit scene at the end of the first movie pretty much confirms that. And now recently with the title, the little teaser trailer with the title and everything, and the release date confirmed, yeah, it's pretty much a done deal. But as far as Sally goes, and the reason fans would want to see her show up in the mid to post-credit scenes of the second one is mainly because of the fact that, one, it would show that the movie franchise, unlike the video game franchise of Sonic, or at least the movie portion of the franchise, unlike the video game portion of it, is endless. It is unlimited, it's boundless, and it proves that anyone that's been part of the Sonic franchise in its 30-year history, going to be over 30 years next year, can show up. This fact, in a way, was kind of proven already with the first film. They didn't have to create, when you think about it, they didn't have to create Longclaw as Sonic's, guardian. They didn't have to create this all-new original character in the movie and make her Sonic's guardian, at the start. They didn't have to do that, but they did. They could, because honestly, they could have easily just said, okay, Sonic is traveling, he falls through a portal, and here he is on Earth. No. They told an origin story somewhat of, how he was as a baby, or how he was as a kid, and who was his guardian, because of his special ability. His special powers and stuff. And again, they didn't have to do that, but they did. So who's to say that they can't bring in Sally Acorn to be part of the movie portion of the franchise down the line in a mid to post-credit scene at the end of the second movie? There's obviously nothing. There's nothing out there that says they can't do that. And there's a lot of people that will watch this video and agree with that. Because, you look at what they're doing at WandaVision, and people are pretty much saying, oh, well, they can't bring in this character, or they won't reference this, so they won't do that. And guess what? Just when you think they won't, they end up doing something exactly like it, if not identical, if not the exact thing. They end up doing exactly what you think they won't do, or somewhat identical to it. So again, who's to say they won't? Who's to say, the people behind the Sonic the Hedgehog movie franchise and the second movie period won't decide, hey, fans want Sally Acorn, they got this hashtag Rally for Sally thing going, it's big, let's bring her in, let's put her into the mid to post-credit scene. It's like I've said before, who's to say that, in a mid to post-credit scene, we won't see Tails and Sonic communicating with somebody on the other side, and before they could say, okay, we'll talk to you or see you soon, before they could say the name, it cuts off because of the communication weakening or the signal weakening or whatever. And then we see the figure that steps out of the shadows, of the shadowy silhouette, being none other than Sally Acorn. Who's to say, that won't happen, because it could. And again, this goes back to what I was just talking about. The fact that it would show that the movie portion of the franchise is a lot more different than the video game portion, because of the fact that it's unlimited, it's boundless. There's a lot of fans that pretty much expect the likes of Amy Rose, Rouge the Bat, Shadow, the Chaotix possibly, Vanilla, Cream, Blaze, Silver. There's a lot of people that expect those video game playable characters of the Sonic franchise to show up in the movies, in this movie franchise that they're planning, which is a number of movies besides the second one. They expect them to show up because they're in the games. But if you bring in someone like Sally Acorn to be part of that, one, it shows that the movie franchise, the movie portion of the franchise, is completely unlimited, and nothing's off limits, and anybody could show up. It also, in a way, helps promote what the synopsis of the Netflix Sonic Prime series is going to be about, and that's multi-universes. Because some characters that people want to see in that, one of them just happens to be, or out of all the characters fans want to see in that, one of them just happens to be Sally. So who's to say that her showing up in a post and mid-credit scene at the end of Sonic 2 wouldn't help not only promote that perspective, but also show that the movie franchise, or the movie portion of the franchise, will showcase everything about Sonic, all aspects of Sonic, and bring in certain characters that fans, would hope for, but in reality would not expect, but then all of a sudden, surprise, surprise, here they are. So this is why, basically, in my honest opinion, that's why they would want to see her in there. Because one, in reality, it would be unexpected. It would basically be being like, hey, it's throwing us a curveball. Like, we don't expect it, but all of a sudden, here it is. It's like, you got us. You made us think one thing, but you did something else. So, so honestly, it could happen. And nowadays, Hollywood is known, and the people behind, what I'm trying to say is nowadays Hollywood and mostly the people behind these kind of movies are known for throwing us those kind of curveballs and being like, yeah, you thought that, but surprise, surprise, we got you. But yeah, it would also kind of basically expand the overall lore of the Sonic franchise, mostly thanks to the movie portion of it, by adding her in. And, she can, and guess what? If she's the only non-playable game character, if you will, that appears in the movie, so be it. Again, going back to Longclaw, they didn't have to bring her in, and before they added her to the mobile games, she was non-playable. She was an original character. They didn't have to create her, but they did. So to me, the possibility of Sally showing up as part of a mid to post-credit scene at the end of Sonic 2, it's still up in the air, but again, it would show the entire world that the Sonic franchise, mostly the movie portion, unlike the video games portion, the movie portion is unlimited, and that anybody could show up and be part of the movies, going forward. And her showing up in a post and mid-credit scene at the end of Sonic 2, I think would confirm that. And again, it would help expand the movie universe of Sonic, the movieverse of Sonic, even more so, especially if you're planning, to create and release several movies afterwards when it comes to the Sonic movie, the Sonic cinematic universe, if you know what I mean. But what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on potentially, the possibility that Sally, that fans want, actually, let me correct myself. In closing, let me ask you guys this. What are your thoughts on fans wanting to see Sally in a mid to post-credit scene at the end of Sonic 2? And do you think it could, basically cement that the movie franchise, the movie portion of the Sonic franchise, the movieverse, is unlimited, it's boundless, and that anybody from any portion of the Sonic franchise, the history of the Sonic franchise, could show up? Let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below. Comment if you like. I'd love to hear from each and every one of you, especially in the live chat during the premiere. And I will talk to y'all later. God bless. Take care. But let me know what your thoughts are. Because, hey, if Longclaw can be made as an original character for the movie before being put into the mobile games, who's to say Sally can't show up? But let me know what your thoughts are down below. And I will talk to y'all later.